That's a stups. A stups is what you do when you're angry, you're frustrated, something goes wrong, you just go... Hello, my name is Hannah, and I'm from Trinidad in the Caribbean. I moved to England when I was 8, and then I was based from then in Bradford in West Yorkshire. My mum's English. I think she really missed England. And there's a lot of crime in Trinidad, especially if you're white, you are targeted more because people think you're rich. And people always come up to me and ask me, where are you really from? Like, you sound different. Well, I had a Trinidadian accent when I was little, because that's all I knew. But when I came to England, I realised it was a big point of difference that kids noticed. So I tried really hard to lose it, so I would sound more Bradfordian. Especially when I first moved, I felt so different from all the other kids around me. But then in Trinidad, like when I go back to visit, everyone says I look like such a tourist. And I do feel quite like a tourist, even though everything's so familiar and things. So it's just kind of like having two homes, but neither one of them feels right. Also, like, because I look so English and everyone just assumes I'm fully English, even though I'm not. Even though the first 8 years of my life was spent in the Caribbean. But this is always such a hard question when you fill in forms and they say state your ethnicity. Yeah. It's never ever white Caribbean. When there's so many white Caribbeans, like what do they? I mean, because I am English, I have English nationality, English passport, and my mum's English. I just say that, but really, like, I think those tick boxes are very reductive. Yeah. And also lack of representation. People have one idea of the Caribbean, they think like beach and ganja and rastas. And it's not the case. Like, so much more than that. Trinidad, I think what people don't realise is it's so multicultural. African, Chinese, Indian, Mediterranean, English, European. So it's just so common for people to be fully Trinidadian, but also Indian or white. So no, growing up, I did feel a little bit different because I was always like one of two white people in my class, but that was intentional. I do remember driving in the car one time in Trinidad, and I loved playgrounds so much when I was a kid, and we just be driving down the road, and I said, "Oh, how come we never go to this park? Like, why? This one looks fun." And Mum was like, "No, you can't go to that one." I was like, "But why not?" She said, "People will make fun of you because you're white." I was like, what? Oh. So the classroom really was where, I noticed how different I was from other kids. So with the kids one time
in
England, one kid asked me if my house in Trinidad was made of wood or straw. I just could not believe he asked me that. It's like, actually, brick. They were looking at fruits or food from around the world, and any time they had something which was a little bit exotic, they'd always want my opinion. Like, so Hannah, we were discussing pineapples. Do they have a seed? Can you eat the seed? As an 8-year-old girl was like, I don't know. Like, what? It was always strange because in a way I kind of liked that people recognized me for having a different past, but at the same time, also I was seen as like, I was othered a little bit.